Oh, I almost pasted the announcement on my alt. Probably wouldn't have mattered much, honestly. Okay, for anyone in the chat, does anyone know if that split link thing actually works? If you're coming here from Twitter, like when you cut the link in two and only paste like half of it, does that actually do anything? Because I know you get algorithm suppression if you include like the full link, but I don't know if anyone actually like sees the split link and is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna click on that one. Do you need me to make the announcement? Could you do the raw input one? Welcome everyone. I was actually on the Ying earlier today when I was playing Overwatch, and I thought the sensor was bugging out because it was like skipping inputs and stuff, and it went flat like 2 seconds after. So it's flat right now, and I swap between them. So I haven't swapped off the Ying though. It's still probably my main for FPS games, but yeah, I kind of go between them. Welcome everyone. Hello, Kitchen Lover. Stone Main. V-Plague. Welcome everyone. Has anyone here played the game all the way through? Because I know of one person who started playing the game same day I did, obviously, because it came out on that day, and they've already beat it, and I'm still in like level 5. Welcome everyone. Thanks for the follows. Okay, I thought I got pinged for my own announcement. I think I'm just going to get into the game. I haven't progressed any further than I had at the end of last stream. On this playthrough or my other playthrough, which I just tested like settings on. This is a new guy, isn't it? But I have been like replaying the first few levels over and over. Not that much actually, but like when I want to, you know, try something out, because there have been a few settings that I wanted to test, and yeah, I've just been like playing the first few levels. It's been fun. How much health does this guy have? There we go. I'm actually playing with the ray tracing on at the moment, so that was loud. I'm playing with ray tracing on, so I haven't set it up yet, but there are some commands you can use in this game to sort of disable the ray tracing. Hang on. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it, am I? Kind of. Is it morning for you? No, it's pretty late actually. Here, if you would like to make the command, Pingu, I sent you the GitHub for the unlocker thing. You answered my question in Discord, but I was wondering if for a game like CS, should I switch my mouse grip to a more stable, stick to fingertip? Can I be successful? I see. So if you're who I think you are, I didn't know you were playing attack shooter. And that kind of changes my answer. I think for most things, it is okay to play fingertip. Counter-Strike and Valorant though, it's kind of pushing it. um, it's kind of pushing it because I find that in those games I really rely on this kind of palm contact for stability for wide angle movements as well as like micros generally, and fingertip grip can definitely give you more freedom on those micro adjustments, but I've found that like the freedom isn't what I need in those situations. Hey Hannah, Esky, all the Apex players in my chat today, how are you two doing? I almost forgot the dodge button. I'm glad the dragon sections are pretty short, by the way. Like, this level has got me on the dragon, but I haven't had to, like, stay on it. So it's been okay. Oh, thank you, Rika. What mouse did you mean back in your CS days? I think it was actually the Pulsefire Haste. I think so. The wired version. It was really cheap, and I hadn't like experimented with many mice. I think it was that or the HTS. I think. So yeah, it's changed a lot because I don't think I could use those anymore. Have you ever done hand strengthening exercises? My job involves using my hands a lot, and I realize the hands can only hold a click. Dominant hands become so much weaker. Interesting. So, I actually started getting hand pains a bit ago, and I looked into that kind of thing for that purpose. You know, strengthening the tendons and building that endurance, because it was from holding left click for me as well, or, you know, clicking repeatedly. And it actually did help a lot. So I think there is definitely some merit to like hand stretches and stuff. What sense? I played, I think it was 0.6, which is like 43. No, I played 6.6, which is like 39-ish. So kind of high for Counter-Strike. But yeah, I'd say definitely it's worth doing. Like, there are some you can do, like I've got this band here, and I just do like these ones, which you can really feel it hit this and your thumb nerve as well. And then, I really don't want to drop this on my mouse pad. This is kind of tough to show on the camera. I let the dumbbell go down like that with my fingers and then like pull it up. I hope that was visible. Thank you, Matt Noor and Akubi for 7 months, Akubi. Thank you. 12 months, Matt Noor. I didn't know people had been subscribed to me for that long. Thank you. Finger banding on my index finger and my right center has no strength at all. Okay, well you can start building that up. I don't think it's like death sentence or anything. But yeah. It has not been 7 months. You reckon it's been less? I guess people like don't cancel when I'm not streaming because I don't stream that much. Oh, it's this guy. I've seen this guy in the trailers. And the fight looked cool. It's like a parry fight. That was really loud. Can you all hear that like through my headphones? Would you recommend using Type 99 soft over a zero tough attack shooters? Also, specific players you would recommend to use on that in your mouse grip? I think for fingertip grip, you want to be focusing more on micro stuff. I think the main part of learning that grip is adjusting to, you know, actually getting your fingertips engaged with aiming, and you're really forced to do that with scenarios like clover raw control, control sphere, those kind of things. And yeah, that will kind of fast track the pace that you adjust to to grip with, I guess. That was not well phrased. I'll be learning palm claw. Then I would do, I guess, just wide flick stuff, because most of it will be the same. Just about adjusting to, you know, these kind of movements. Frame dropper bot, thank you for the tier 1. Love from over in New Zealand, thank you. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Pinkwify is visiting from America and has been constantly confused by Aussie accents, right? You know, like, accent is a little bit strange, I get it. And I showed you, Pinku, videos of New Zealanders talking and you actually didn't know what they were saying. And I think that's like your only exposure to New Zealanders. I feel so lucky that I got that. I feel like people aren't gonna like that out of me. I don't know how that fight will kind of feel in larger encounters. But I feel like that's going to get some of the same complaints as the Marauder from Doom Eternal. What does sense scaling do? I have been using the scaling as the sensitivity slider. And I've just left these as normal. Hope the game is fun. Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. With love from Russia, what's your weighting settings on? I have, I think, 0.2 actuation for WASD. And a little bit lower, or higher, I guess, but everywhere else on the keyboard, just because I find it really tough to be consistently only hitting WASD and not brushing up against, like, you know, E, Q, whatever. Bullet, thank you for the follow. I actually got all the Apex players in my chat today. Got an OP1 set in Pro. Jesus with 0. I think it really depends how the static friction feels after you get the new skates, because that was my main issue with the Saturn Pro as well. It felt a bit draggy compared to the 0, even though like it should be similar according to most people. Oh, am I gonna have to fight in this? I really don't want to. And yeah, actually, the Artisan dot skates are a great shout. Hi Viscose, hello. Have you heard anything about the Rikaku Speed? I haven't. I did hear that they are working on a new like speed pad. I don't know if it's gonna be the Rikaku Speed or just like a speed mouse pad. But yeah, I know something is in the works, which is good. And they actually, for anyone who missed it, I don't know if they're still in stock, but Shirinkais actually went in stock on the website again. First time in like, I don't even know how long. So yeah, anyway, I bought 3 of them. No regrets either, that pad is awesome. They sold out, even in large. Finally got a Visco stream, welcome. So anyway, I bought 3. Hi B, welcome. I was gonna tell you about that actually, that I bought 3 Shirinkais, but decided to leave it. I should have bought some zeros as well in the same order. Save on shipping. But yeah, apparently that was the last time they're ever gonna go in stock, so. Why would you buy 3? Because last time they were gonna go in stock. I don't want to miss it. And I really like the Shirinkai. Mine's a little worn now, but it was my main mousepad for a good 5 months. Hello, Simeo, and still Asura. Do games ever feel too easy because of your aim? Not often, actually. A lot of games have, like Doom Eternal, for example. I probably do find games easier than most, but I don't know. There's usually like, you know, Doom Eternal and Nightmare is still a pretty good challenge just because of how many things you have to juggle, and how much there is that isn't just like, you know, crosshair an enemy. Nightmare 150, just normal Nightmare. I probably will speed it up a little for my next playthrough. But I thought, you know, I want to experience the game as intended, quote unquote. I can't lock on you. I saw some gameplay today of 150% Nightmare with no slowdown on parries, and it looked so fun. I'm actually really keen to give that a go after my playthrough. Love content on YouTube, thank you. I think you had enough Clubhouse to make a carpet. I was thinking, I have a shot in one of my older videos where I just covered my sister's bedroom floor in mousepads. And I was thinking of doing a new one, but it's just like a blanket of mouse pads around me. I don't know what it would be for. I'm not planning on making any mouse pad videos anytime soon, but I think it'd be a funny shot. Yeah, there's a lot of nuance to like combat in this game that isn't just crosshair an enemy. The mic's getting in the way. I think it does help me pick up like FPS games though. Especially multiplayer ones. Do you miss the glory kills? No. Honestly, not really. I'm not like a glory kill hater. But I don't think this gun looks awesome, by the way. I also don't think the mechanic is like that crazy. I don't know, it's cool, cinematic, but for me it kind of took me out of the action. The slow-mo does the same thing. But I feel like it's less bad because like, hang on, I'll see if I can initiate it. If I'm in slow-mo, I can still do stuff. Whereas with a glory kill, like you're fully locked into that animation. Where's this music from? It's just Doom Dark Ages. Do you get the highest rank in most FPS multiplayer? I don't really play ranked. This is probably going to be a bit confusing. I don't know. I mostly play for enjoyment these days, and especially in Australia. Like, I've been playing Overwatch recently, and I got Master. I got Place Master, which I'm really proud of. And I'm like, okay, maybe Grandmaster is possible pretty quickly. And I try to find a game, and I queue for 30 minutes, and nothing happens. And then I queue again, and it's 30 minutes, and nothing happens. And, you know, I just gave up and went back to quick play. And it sucks, because, like, I would like to, especially in Overwatch. I'm really enjoying that game. But, yeah, I just haven't been able to. I'd probably have to play Asia servers. Tuka, thank you for the prime sub. Oz hirings are kind of dead. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. I don't know, because I don't hate playing on 100, 110 ping. It's not horrible. But at the same time, if I'm just playing Overwatch to shoot things and have fun, I would rather do that in a more responsive format, I guess. And, you know, grinding for ranks would have a very different appeal to me. After Masters and Overwatch times a while. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not queuing for longer than half an hour. But you know, if I find a game in that half an hour, like awesome. If not, 30-minute Vaxstar warm-up. 250 ping tracking on NA. I would try if you wanted to play. I'd give it a go. Tiffany Overwatch gameplay on YouTube. On my second channel, I have a video that has Overwatch gameplay, and I'll probably make an Overwatch like montage thing for Twitter, but I don't have that much up at the moment. Time to move to EU NA. Just to play Overwatch. Cool game. Welcome, Mike B. Love the montages. Thank you. I'm gonna try and make more again. It's very motivating. But obviously it kind of, you know. Sorry. Like my main channel used to be only montages, but since I've kind of moved to more informative, educational content, I've kind of put that aside. I kind of want to bring it back. Probably not on main channel, but you know, second channel. I feel like sticking to one since I used to change it way too often. Now I feel like my skills are more consistent. Too late to get work and skills in these scenarios. There are some scenarios that I don't think it's possible to get world record on 70 cm. But if your goal is just like to push yourself to be better and that's what you want to use, like I don't think there's any reason to avoid it, I guess. I don't know. Don't force yourself to play something you don't enjoy. There are definitely times where it's beneficial to play higher sense, but if you don't really care about that and just want to play 70, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like air nuns, for example, I can't see someone getting a world record on 70, or like control sphere, stuff like that. I guess control sphere maybe, I don't know though. It's so tough. So tough. Did you announce a Woosing giveaway winner, or was that handled privately? Yeah, actually, I think Woosing was the one to post it. I might have reposted it. I think they've got it by now, right? I hope so. Exopad skates, these good. I can only buy these. I know the Jades are good. Everything else is kind of iffy. What would you recommend? It really depends on you, you know, what you enjoy, what games you play. I personally hover about like 37 most of the time. If I had to like average it all out. Like I just hit this guy with his parry thing. Oh, he's got ammo. Okay. I'm keen to try this. This is always a favorite. 81. I actually don't know how people play that low. Hello, M Jethics. Obsidians helped me in a funny way. Made me realize my LGD Saturn had a massive dead spot, so I got a Saturn Pro and some Jades. Nice. Finally a use for the Obsidians. Maybe 40. Val Card Destiny 2. Also want to go for World Record. That's a pretty viable universal sensitivity. I really like wouldn't think too much about lowering it or raising it though. You know, you don't have to be very committal with sensitivity choices. The real spot. I haven't seen you around in years. Head choppers. Actually years. I've been seeing a lot of videos lately and a lot of things to you. That's awesome. Thank you. MJ, okay, thank you. That's way easier. Ah, Lucky. What does he play? Oh, there you go, 40. No. Is there gonna be VOD for this? Yeah, it'll be on second channel. What do you play, Lucky? I'm curious now. When I first started PCFS, I was on, I think, 80. But ever since I started playing Aim Trainers, I can't do it. How do I... Oh. Okay. Oh wait, this is a path. I thought it was just gonna kill me. $32.5. Nice. Well, yep, I knew that was there. 100%. So how do I get you? How much of a boomer shooter do you think this game is? I don't think it's much of a boomer shooter at all, honestly. I can see how it shares a lot of... Oh, I give up. Shares a lot of resemblance to one. Like, aesthetically, like, look at the HUD, look at the eyebrow raise, you know? But in terms of actual gameplay, they've done a really good job at merging, like, classic Doom, bullet hell style with a lot of modern elements, like parrying, and the shield generally feels quite contemporary. I think it's done really well. But it also means I wouldn't really call it a boomer shooter, because it's got too much added above that foundation, if that makes sense. When no shooty, I give up. Yeah, I might if I wasn't streaming, but I know why people are watching. And it's not to see me solve puzzles. What, boomer shooter? Do you think it would be a detriment to give up on static? I'm 300 hours in Jade, most master, but plat in static. I want to say no, but I will say that I think there are more enjoyable ways you can go about training static. You know, there are of course scenarios that you like more than others. I found like 1 more 2 kind of scenarios really fun. But also things like Pokeball. I grinded so much Pokeball, and it really did help because, you know, it helped my initials, it helped my micros, and going into proper static, all I really had to focus on was like clicking. I had the motions down, and that really helped for me. It wasn't as boring. If you love target switching, try some Pokeball. Or like static target switching, I think is a good one as well. Adia, welcome. I want to say hi, thank you. I got a popcorn a lot, got my first 200 in the one popcorn. Very nice. That is a tough scenario too. I would just give in more cheat codes like Eternal. That would be really cool. I feel like they probably intentionally moved away from a lot of the more cartoony... I want that actually. The more cartoony elements of Eternal. You know, like the monkey bars, parkour. Sorry, I'm pretty dumb, but what is that? Are you familiar with like aim trainers? Because most of my viewers are aim trainer players, and I'm guessing I'll get some Doom players coming in at some point too, and they'll be a bit confused. So, just to check. Voltaic is, RA is still as well, but like less so. I shock. I want that too. Thanks for providing amazing and really content in the media space. Thank you. I really appreciate that. They take a long time to make, and I don't know, it's tough to stay motivated to work on larger projects sometimes, but yeah, hearing stuff like that is really nice. I appreciate it a lot. Good sensor to attack FPS? I would say anything between like 40 and 80 are pretty normal. I lean a bit higher personally, but I feel like you can make anything in that range work. Oh, that upgrade is really good. I like that. Oh, this is the boss. I like that shock upgrade a lot. That's really good.
I'm headed to the chamber now.
It's mostly gonna move down fighting sense. Yeah, because you don't have to worry about like actually clicking on the target. You just hold mouse 1 and go for it. She plays at 4 cm. That's still, I don't know. Never touch any turn out. I just kind of force them by playing against others. I mean, it works, right? That's what most people do. 60 cm attack shooters, 40 cm. I think that sounds pretty good. I wouldn't stress too much about it. I kind of just set my sensitivity to a number that feels nice and then like go with it. Hey Pains, thank you for the tier 1. Discord has server tag. Wait, actually? I didn't know that. How do you know that? I'll set that up after stream actually. That's cool. Well, now should I try to find my endgame? 18 by 9. Do you prefer Alice and Joe? But I want to try something else. Try the OP one. Okay, that's a lot. I think it really depends. There are two kind of angles. You could look for elements you like in those mice and then kind of go from there. So, you know, if you like the general size of the Maya 8K, you could try more larger shapes, maybe some ergo shapes around that size, see what you think. Or, and I don't want to come off as like overly promoting, you can get the Orbital Pathfinder. It's a modular mouse. I've actually got one behind me somewhere. And you can like put different parts onto it and each of them are different shapes. So if you want to try like a different right side, you can just remove it, clip it on. It's really cool. I like it. Hey, first time in stream of YouTube content. Thank you. What will you make it? I don't know. I gotta have a think about it. I mainly play Battlefield and my hip fire since it's 27. My ADS since it's 41. That's kind of tough because what I personally have done is just like nothing, basically. I just train with hip fire or a little bit lower than hip fire. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. Hang on. Yeah, so if that was me, I'd probably train with about like 32. I think that's what I did. And I didn't really find it to be too impactful because, you know, when you lower your FOV to zoom in, like your sense will feel faster anyways. I wouldn't worry about it too much. What's your opinion on monitor distance? I have it about arm's length from me minus my hand. I used to have it a little bit closer, but when I got 27, I just pushed it back a bit. So pretty far for like comp FPS, but I don't know. I've always found it more comfortable on my eyes, and I'm learning today actually that my eyes might not be as good as I thought they were. So maybe it was a good call. How about matching the different senses? It's funny on Apex. I have mixed feelings about it. I definitely get the appeal, just having like one for everything, and like I don't know, it tickles my brain, right? It's nice feeling, but it makes sense to me to have different ones, right? Like when you're ADS, you're taking different types of engagements to hip fire, like smaller angles, and you're more zoomed in, so your sense will feel faster anyways. And even if you match for that, yeah, you kind of want a slower sense in ADS, I feel. At least I do.
Then this is a part of our heritage.
Do you turn that aim consciously or on reflex? More reflex than consciously, I think. Preferred ADS sense? About 90% of hip fire.
Maybe he didn't survive.
I can't do any mental calculations to demonstrate, but yeah, about 90%. I typically set the slider to about 90.
Demonic threat level increasing.
Do you still enjoy the ink? Yeah, absolutely. I have it right here actually. It's just charging. So yeah, using the OP1 for now.
Should we launch the Slayer now? The Sentinels.
I get you, but my brain didn't work when I had that and matching the route. That's fair. If it works for you, it works for you. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I personally prefer. What's the minimum weight of a mouse to perform well on it? I'm currently trying the Beast Pro 39. I didn't know it was that light actually. That's cool. I haven't found a minimum yet. If there is one, I don't know what it is. So I have tried, I think the lightest I have used is the HTS Ultra, which is 29, 31 or something like that. Or HTX Mini, I think might be lighter. Anyway, in that high 20s kind of range. And I could aim fine on it. I thought it was good actually, so yeah. Hey Adora, I thought you were in prac. Good luck with scrims. Hope they go well. Oh, am I killing these guys now? I haven't, but I'd be interested. Antondi? How do you find the most comfortable position for keyboard / mouse pad? I have my mouse pad basically aligned with the center of like where my hand sits. So here and here, my elbow sits like here, in line with this. So I can just pivot like that. And then keyboard is just like as close to that as I can get without overlapping. So if I could choose and space wasn't an issue, I'd like to have my keyboard more like that. I think it's more comfortable, but I like having that full arm range of motion.
It would appear that the Slayer no
Halo.
longer wishes to be detained here. Shield power down to 35%. Should we terminate his life functions?
And destroy the
That's how I love my mouse pad as well, doing something right. Nice. Okay.
so long as he
Good morning, Cruiser.
33.
Have you seen the new Routing 68 GP2? I have. I'm very glad they made it actually, because like I always felt a little weird recommending the Routing 60, because it's so like Routing is really good, right? I have the Routing 80, but the 60 was a little out of date stock. You kind of had to do a few mods to make it sound really good, and it didn't feel amazing. But yeah, redo is really cool. I probably won't get it. I like having my function keys more than I realized actually. They're really helpful for editing. Yeah, good keyboard. Someone is in for fair price.
Thank you.
It's a good pad. I haven't tried it, but I've heard that it is very good. And I've tried, I think, every other Glassworks pad, and I've been impressed with like all of them. I have function key. That's fair, but I feel like for hotkeying, it's a bit of a pain to have to hit like, you know, function 1 instead of just F1.
By the gods.
Not the worst, and I got used to it, but I wouldn't really swap back, you know?
Engaging deflector shield.
This has been a long cutscene. You've official aim encyclopedia. I think, I mean, people have a lot of questions, and I wouldn't say, I don't know if I'm the most knowledgeable, but I know a fair bit about the topic, and yeah, I think it's flattering that people want to ask me stuff so much. I might have had to watch the cutscene, I don't know where to go. Am I going in a tank or like what? Do I jump? Is this how I get to the battlefield? No, okay. Mousepad, I am on the 0 self. H info. Okay, thank you. I forgot. I wonder why that wasn't like showing. Top 1 Doom. I wish. Doom Eternal speedruns look so cool. I actually wish I could do that, but no, I'm not built like that. Throw the shield of blue energy and activate machine. Stay active as long as the shield is okay. So then I call it back. Door closes. Cool.
The Creed ship hasn't moved outside the combat zone. Energy production is down.
I wish I could do that. Do it. The tough thing for me with speedrunning, and it has been because there are a lot of games I want to speedrun, is like, it is time that I'm not playing things that I could like put on Twitter, for example. It's time I'm not working on videos. It is a pretty big time commitment, and I struggle to justify it, I guess.
Weaponry deployed.
What scenario should I do to test my sense too low or limiting? I like Smoothbot Voltaic for that one, I think. Really forces those like wide angle stability focused tracking movements. Such a melee weapon in the dossier. Okay. So the melee or the flail. I think I'm gonna try the flail for now. I mean, you could do it. Oh god. GDQ is awesome. Playing there is a bit of a jump for me. I also don't know how you like get that organized. I feel like I'd have to be good. Speedrunning requires so much grinding. Fuck. I don't know. I feel like I'd enjoy the grind, but yeah, it's so hard for me to like justify it to myself. Anyone got any recommendations for a new meta mouse? I have to say the OP one, it's my thing. But there are a lot of really good options these days, and I think which one is gonna be the best bet for you will really come down to how you feel about the size of the Superlight, and if you think you want a smaller mouse or a lighter mouse. I like the flail. That's cool. How long have you been aiming for? Actively aim training, I would say 5 years. And then FPS, I don't even know. Over a decade, which is a long time when you consider how old I am. Oh, this guy's new. Oh. I spent 300 on the Ying, way too small, sadly. It's unlucky. At least you can sell it for like pretty good resale value. I've had a lot of people express interest in the Ying and then like they can't buy one because it's limited drops only. How old are you? I'm 20. I was still doing static on low sense was what we were supposed to do, but I tried at 150% my sense was a lot more accurate, consistent game. I don't know actually. I've always done it at low sense and I've always found it kind of more beneficial that way. I find it better at isolating like arm movements specifically when I do it at low sense, but I can definitely see how it would. What is this? Okay. I can definitely see how it would be you know, how it could go the other way if like that wasn't your specific weakness. God, I like this game's gameplay loop. Have you tried the Zero Mass Random? He actually DM'd me the other day on Twitter, asking if I wanted to try it, and I said yes, of course. So I should be getting it when it comes out, which is exciting. And I'll probably give fingertip mice a proper go with that mouse. I have given them a go before, not in quite a while though, and I'm curious like if my opinion will have changed, because I am using my fingertips more when aiming than I used to, so maybe, you know, maybe it'll feel more natural and intuitive. Too slow. I struggle with the invisible guys. Ultra Kill or Doom? I preferred Doom, but I haven't played much Ultra Kill, so I don't want to say like Doom is better, but yeah. Optimum raw input would go crazy? Maybe. I shouldn't have paused. I think it'd be an awesome guest to have on, but at the same time I don't want to, you know, bother him. You can go no do my fun no, it's a classic one. I have not looked. I'll have a look later. I'm curious what you mean by that though. That'll be so good. Bother him please. Maybe. I'll see how much we end up chatting about the mouse, because I haven't really like spoken to him besides that one exchange on Twitter, and I don't want to be like, hey, come on our podcast. Maybe though. Maybe. I'm curious if he'd like doing that kind of thing. He does seem to enjoy. Yeah, well he went on who was it? Was it Bad Seeds video? To talk about the Zero Mouse. So he does definitely seem the type. Oh my god, these things are crazy. I need to leave. Okay, I think I like the flail a lot more than the melee. Any reason you stream at 900p? Because I am Australian and I can't stream at anything higher. And I think most people don't notice the quality difference. Otherwise, I absolutely would stream at 1080 because, like, you know, I want my VODs to look nice. I want it to be a good viewing experience, obviously. But yeah, it's really pushing it for my internet. I know, I've been waiting for so long. I actually got invited to that like broadcast preview thing back in like 2023, but I didn't accept in time. So yeah, and they still haven't added it a year and a half later. Australian internet is not good. Didn't even notice it wasn't 1080. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think most people would like, I don't know, call it out as being particularly noteworthily bad. It does definitely look worse, but you know, it's that or the bitrate, and I think I'd rather sacrifice the resolution over the bitrate. Just so the image is a bit more consistent. Is that an take quick track? Yeah, it's very good. I'm on 1080p and I do notice, yeah. I empathize, but unfortunately there's nothing I can like do about it. Shit. I've heard horror stories. You know what's funny? My internet normally, I don't know if this is gonna dox me, so I'm not gonna show it. But if I run a speed test right now, let's see what we get. What mousepad is that? This is the Artisan Zero Soft. I love that the government decides to remove all the copper except for the parts connecting to house. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I will spare you all from the Australian NBN nightmare rant, but it's horrible. And like, even if we can get good downloads, which I do, my download is like 850 megabits. The upload is still not good at all. I get like 40, and like, yeah, it's so weird because like my download is actually good now, but I can't stream at like 120 FPS or 1080p. Skate layout on the Ying. Here you go. I am thinking about putting another dot there because I felt it dragging at some points. Am I going the wrong way? I don't remember. Getting fiber soon, can't wait. Nice. It's a really good upgrade. I went from like about 100 down, 25 up, which isn't bad, but also not great, to yeah, 850, and it's so much better. It's surreal not having to think like, okay, am I gonna play this game in the next like 6 months? Because if I want to do a Witcher playthrough in like 6 months time, I better have the game installed. It's so stupid. The first time I ever played Fallout 4, I got it. I'm so excited, so excited. Went to school downloading it. Got home, still downloading. Went to school the next day, got home, still downloading. And I think it happened one more day before it was finally done. It was so bad. Settings. Look at the upgrades first. I should probably be doing like shield. That sounds cool, actually. Settings, UI, HUD. Here we go. HUD, face avatar. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. I'm in Tassie, so we had the full NBN rollout before the game. Actually, back in like 2015? I didn't know that that was a thing, actually. I am near-ish to Sydney, and we got it in like, I think 2019, I want to say. Is that still a weak point at the top? Recommend recommendations back there. Shield, that's actually pretty useful. I've been trying to lean on the shield more, and the upgrades seem really good for it, so. There's them. It is kind of crazy that like 200 down is like pretty good internet for Australia, and then like anywhere else in the world that is similar to Australia, it's kind of like really average. This game looks really fun. I'm enjoying it so much, actually. Way more than I thought I would. going into it, I was a little worried that it was just going to be like Eternal, but not as good. And that hasn't been my experience at all. It's very different to Eternal. How much do I have to hit this guy to break his armor? And this probably isn't the weapon, but... Fuck. It is on Game Pass, actually. I can get 5 gig up down? What country are you from? Because that's like... I don't even know. I can't imagine what I would do with that internet. I was actually, there was one time when I was coaching Mel actually, and she sent me a VOD of her like deathmatch session, and it was like like it's 20 gigs, and we were in a call and just doing like a live like VOD review thing, and she's like, yeah, okay, I sent you the VOD, and then I'm downloading it, and she's wondering like, why aren't you watching the VOD yet? And it took me like, I want to say 20 minutes to download it, 20-30 minutes, and she uploaded it in like 2 seconds and didn't even think about how long it would take because her internet is just like that good, I guess. I couldn't believe it because it actually took her like seconds. Premium, I'm playing on Game Pass, so yeah, just the normal. I grew up in the middle of nowhere and I had the same issue. I remember taking 5 days. You should kill the mobs that deploy his morale shield, then focus on him. Okay. Have I... Is this considered having done that, or do I have to kill this guy too? I guess I could kill these. And him, actually. You're going. Okay, surely his morale is low now. What do you think of the finals? Have you tried it? I love the finals. So good. It is probably my favorite recent like multiplayer shooter. Really nice. Highly recommended. Everyone in chat, try the finals. Please try the finals. It's so good. Real copy, thank you for the prime sub. You really need to switch it. Oh, I forgot I had that. Hang on. Where are my keybinds? Is this the super shotty? No? How do I... Hang on. I'm just gonna kill this and then I'll figure it out. Never mind. Do you have to do that all again? That was a tough fight. Okay. How do I do this? What is the super shotty? Skull Crusher. Is it a swap? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Favorite role in the finals? I really enjoy both light and medium. I don't really like heavy that much, but it can be fun. Why is he not? There we go. He keeps getting caught. I want to... Whatever, they can live. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mostly play like medium AKM. It's like, you know, my bread and butter in that game. But I do actually enjoy other classes. I just don't enjoy them as much, and because of that, you know, if I'm playing, I want to play the one I really like. Oh, you're here. Okay, that's made a massive difference. Thank you. On average, do you prefer runic dome or velvet choker? There are like 2 people in the chat who are gonna know what that means. Dome for sure. Runic dome. I'm gonna try grab that armor. No, don't shoot. Okay. Shit. I'm getting destroyed. Super Shotty is... That sounds like... I don't know. It feels really strong. It also feels really jank to quick swap to from the regular shotty, which is probably why I'm not going to use it that much. But like, God, it feels good to use. Well, maybe I just won't use the regular shotty, honestly. What do people think of the music in this game, actually? If you've played this and Eternal. Because I have it mixed to be like way louder than usual. But I noticed when playing it normally that like it just wasn't hitting the same as in Eternal. I don't know. I think it's not bad for sure. But Eternals really was something else. I miss Mick Gordon. They tried, yeah. It's fine. It does its job, but it doesn't really do anything more than that, which I really did want to see. Fuck. Seems quieter. Do you want to know something funny about it being quieter? This is how I have it set up. And it's like... Okay. New goal. Don't insta-die when fighting the last guy. I'm probably trying to switch weapons too much now. I do wish it was like a little quicker. Right, where are you? $120 to $130 FPS on Kovacs. What are your specs, if you don't mind me asking? Because, like, I got, I think, 900. What's hitting me? Oh, it's you. Oh, there's two of you. Who else is left alive? Oh, you. Okay, I really needed that help. Would you recommend Kovacs over AIM Labs? Yes, and I think it is worth the money as well. Because that's the main question, right? Like, Kovacs is better. Is it worth the money? I think so. I think put a bit of time into AIM Labs first if you haven't already. And then see if like aim training is something you're willing to commit to. And I think if it is, and if you are playing a lot, 100% it's worth it. Oh, it instantly like pops shields. Okay. What am I missing? Oop. Will you be trying the Zero Mass Blade on Optimum release, is it? Absolutely. I think I'm getting sent one, so yeah, I'm actually really excited to try it because I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I've heard a lot of really good things about fingertip mice, like conceptually, but I've never really been able to sink my teeth into one myself. It's always felt a bit unwieldy. Yeah, probably gonna give it a proper go this time around. See what I think. Oh, they're still here. That was a tough fight. That was good. I am on the 0. That was very good. Opinion on arm sleeves. I don't like them that much. I've always found, like, on cloth pads, I see no reason to use them, to be honest. And I get why someone else would, but, like, for me personally, I don't think they have a place. I want to reach out for a little. For me personally, I don't think they have a place. Just because like my arm doesn't really stick to the pad, which is why you want one. On glass pads, I found them a bit tricky because my arm doesn't really stick even on glass, but my hand does. And if I cover my hand and this part of my hand is making contact, it feels really awkward. So, yeah. I just haven't really found that comfortable, I guess, a reason to, where it doesn't impact my grip and actually benefits like the glide properties. I don't know. Hang on. For the person asking about my mouse cable, here's the video. I only lost one of them. I gave the other to a friend. But I have tried the Carpio and I liked it. It was okay. I found it kind of tough to aim with though, and having different like wrist and mouse friction because of the skates felt very odd. Definitely didn't hate it. I see why some people swear by it, but I don't think it's for me. Activate the fingers a lot, but I found it very hard. Yeah, I think that makes sense as well. Like when you kind of create this planted movement for your wrist, I think blending the two becomes a lot tougher. This thing is fun to use. Oh god. Fuck. We have to block. Thank you. It seems kind of tough. Was it worth? I have absolutely no regrets. It took a while, a couple hours for sure. But yeah, I really like it. I like this game having large parry windows. I generally suck at parrying games. I think it's kind of needed here, honestly. At first I was like, no, it's too lenient. And I probably will lower it for future playthroughs. But I think for this game and how hectic combat is in this game, you kind of need it. Especially when you're just learning. I want to figure out what gets a stagger on this guy. So that's 2 and he staggers. Okay. 1, 2, stagger. Alright. Impaler best weapon. I love it. Hi, is it a good time to get an OLED monitor now? I'm currently using BenQ. I think a 360 Hz upgrade is going to be a very, very good upgrade from a 240 Hz OLED monitor. For me personally, absolutely worth it, no regrets. I think it comes down to how much you're willing to pay for a monitor, but a 1440p 360 Hz OLED, that will last you a long time, assuming you don't have issues with burn-in. Like, there is nothing wrong with that monitor, and if you're not playing games that get 480, 540, 600 frames, there's not really much improvement in terms of motion clarity either. I think it's a great time to get one. But that said, that was really loud. I know that it will continue to become a better time as time goes forward. I know the new MSI monitors are going to be really good. Not cheaper though. So I have to knock. Oh, there we go. Like they're top end monitors. They're not going to be, you know, budget offerings. I'm looking to upgrade soon to like a 5070 Ti, but 3080 seems reasonable because performance cards is kind of crazy. What do you have now? What do you have now, I think, is the important question. Because both cards, 3080 and 5070 Ti, are really good. Prices are kind of bad for the 5070 Ti. 4060 to 3080. I don't know. I probably wouldn't go for that personally. Hey Hope, hope you're doing well. I bought the Alienware for 600. Very nice. That's a good deal. It's a laptop, planning on getting a full desktop. Okay. I still would say like it's tough. I think you'll be kind of I don't know. The issue with the 3080 is most of the models that are being sold secondhand that I've seen are the 10 gig model, which is also the one that I have. And if you're playing at 1440p modern games at like not the lowest graphics, you're going to be running into some issues with VRAM, and it's not like future proof at all. And yeah, that's the main problem. It's a good GPU, but not future proof. Thank you, Pinker. Where am I going, by the way? Oh, there. Okay. But that just leads here again. Was the previous door also? Future proof is 16, I think, yeah. Where was I? Sorry, I've been looking at chat too much. I'm completely lost. Here, but that's closed. What are the characteristics of a future-proof GPU at this point of time? I think, yeah, I think 16 gig of VRAM is like a good thing to shoot for. Kill the cultists. And yeah, I personally would find it hard to justify much less to myself. Because, you know, I want to be limited by the speed of the card, not the VRAM of the card, if that makes sense. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 3K series do not support frame gen, but 4K. I think so. I think so. 12V high power is not future proof, true. Get a 9070 XT. If you can get that card at a good price, fantastic. Really, really good deal. So I pulled this. What does it do? Because this leads me here. And I don't see a way in. And there was the door. Frame gen is a feature worth spending for IMO deal, so this is fine. I am mixed about like frame gen. I played a bit of this game with it actually and thought it was okay. Not as bad as I thought, but the extra like frame rate didn't offset the gained latency for me, unfortunately. Where am I meant to go? Is it possible for frame gen to exist without input lag? Yes, but not yet. And so that just leads out of this area and holds it up. What am I missing? So I've been here, through here, up here. Can I shoot these? Is that the command? Is this gonna help? Because now I can see. No, not really. I hope you have honest. Thank you. What can I turn when you're fighting one point in games? You need to hit movement. I think the biggest factor. I actually don't know how to get there at all, by the way. I think the biggest factor, can I jump to that? In those kind of duels, is how harsh your corrections are to the target as they're changing positions. So like, pretend this pole is strafing. If it's moving and I'm here and I correct really harshly, I'm gonna lose it both visually and like mechanically. When you flick back to the target when they change directions, you're more likely to lose its position because of that like harsh adjustment, it's harder to track, and also, yeah, you're more likely to overcorrect. I think it's much better to focus on being really smooth, really controlled with those motions. And go from there, I suppose. I actually have no idea what to do here. I returned from war, while being outside to get some food. Welcome back. I am stuck on, I don't even know if this is a puzzle. Navigation. After a full chaotic fight, trying to solve puzzles is struggling for my brain. Right? Like it just, I don't know, I'm not ready for it. Okay, so I have to get up there. Up there. Up there. Oh, of course. Okay, that makes sense. My bad. What do you think about Scaphead 4.0? One sec. I want to link a video. VT Lucifer. I co-wrote this video with Pinglify, actually, who's in chat right now, for the Voltaic YouTube channel. And we go over this concept there, how like under-aiming, adjusting smoothly, will really help with both your reading and like those kind of fights, as well as, you're here, go away. As well as just like overall stability stuff. And I think if the concept isn't quite making sense, like over my scuffed vocal explanation, that video should help clear some things up, I hope. What do you think about the Scaphead 4? I was going to come back to that one. Mixed. Very mixed. I don't think it's like horrid. And I think it is a substantial upgrade over the Scaphead 3. My issue is with like glass pads conceptually, more than any specific glass pad, I guess. I just don't like them that much. And I think the way they interact with aim is a bit misunderstood. I don't think glass is like, one, universally harder, two, universally better. I think it's definitely trade-offs all the way down, and you kind of have to you know, figure out what side of that trade-off you want to fall on. And for me, I much prefer the flicking stability offered by cloth, the variable friction offered by cloth. There are just a lot of elements that I like about cloth mouse pads that you just cannot get on a glass one. Hi Kirsten, by the way. I didn't know you were a Doom player. That was really loud. I need to figure out how to lower that noise. I use Scaphead 4.0 and I love it. That's fair. I get why people would like it, and some people do prefer that side of, you know, that trade-off. It's just not for me. If I was to end up sticking with my fingertip grip for Counter-Strike, would you recommend any specific players that could help out for a lack of stability? I think I have a video about tracking in Valorant where I talk about micro-tracking and how it relates to attack shooters. I think that would be a good watch because I talk about a few scenarios in there like Control Sphere, Clover Raw Control, Air Angelic, that do kind of work on that fine control and can help with fingertip engagement. I'm not too familiar with many playlists. I don't play them personally, but I think that would be good. What's Yam? I normally play like 37-ish. Plus I said I would be here yesterday and wasn't, so I'm here now. Don't worry, I wasn't here yesterday either. I fell asleep instead of streaming. I got the singularity just to practice a little bit on glass. Oh shit, I need to not unpause while not looking at my screen. I have no idea what that did. Oh, you should never feel bad for missing a stream or anything, Kirsten. I do not stream. I was gonna say don't stream regularly, but I'm gonna end it there. I do not stream. It is like, I don't know, not a consistent thing at all, so don't feel bad. Any tips to improve its static at like Grandmaster Nova level? So I think for me, that was when static became the most mental block focused, I guess. It's really confusing. Because like how can a Kovacs scenario be mentally blocked, right? It doesn't make sense. But I found it very easy to sit down and get in a comfortable pace on those scenarios and not really push myself and not really, you know, do any better. I would just kind of stagnate. I think pushing myself a bit further in terms of pace helped me get out of that. And the way that I did that was through speeding up my micro corrections. So if you're at that level, you're familiar obviously with like, you want to make that like initial flick and then micro adjust to correct. What I was doing is like flick, micro, shoot, right? And each would be a very clear step in the process. What you want to be doing is like that. So have your flick, deaccelerate a bit at the end so you can read your target's position, and then micro and then click. You don't want to have distinct steps for like, you know, end your flick, check, micro, check, click, check. You know, you don't need to kind of have them all be distinct movements. You want to try and blend them into one at the end. That was what really got me to kind of push through that Nova barrier up to, you know, Astra, Celestial, those kind of ranks. That was the biggest thing for me. It surprised me seeing you on stream because I realized I've been seen on YouTube and never Twitch. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It's tough when you don't have a schedule and streaming is not like a regular thing to be like, yeah, I'm going to stream today. It's kind of spontaneous. Some days I will just wake up and be like, yeah, I feel like streaming. And having Doom to play has actually really helped. Because I want to do a full playthrough of this game on stream. So if someone wants, I can like go to my second channel and watch my whole playthrough. Don't know why you would, but you know. And then I really want to finish the game. So I've been motivated like, okay, don't play the game. You have to stream it. But I want to play it, so I stream it. Been a good motivator. Have a nice streaming game. Thank you. Just check 1 more 3. Oh, that's unlucky. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Hi, I saw one of your tweets lately about the new Zowie and you mentioned Diag make you dizzy or something. Would you still recommend it even though you noticed that? For me, if you are like me, no. It's, I don't want to say unusable because it's not quite that bad, but it's pretty close. I can play for 2-3 hours and then I will feel sick to my stomach and I have to lie down. It's really bad and I've never run into anyone who had Diag sickness that badly, and it's only Diag. I can use ELMB completely fine. I can use ELMB completely fine. Diag just ruins me though. It's so weird. I don't understand what causes it, but anyway. It means that for me, that monitor is absolutely a terrible deal. You know, it's a competitive esports monitor where I can only use it for like 2 hours before I feel sick. Like that's not worth it at all. But I think if you don't experience that, then it's fine. And I have never met anyone who experiences sickness on Zowie monitors like me. I am the only person who gets it this bad, to my knowledge. I think for me as well, if I didn't get that, I still would go for the OLED because I play a lot of games like this or, you know, like Lies of P recently. and I love 1440p and the OLED like colors are just fantastic. But if you're like a competitive Counter-Strike, competitive Valorant player, like yeah, absolutely. Zoe's really good. And it has its place. It's not like beaten by OLED. Full motion clarity, I should say. Maybe too much exposure to blue light from monitor. I don't think so though, because I've had a lot of different screens that are all putting out more light and they're all brighter. And it's just that one with the backlight strobing technology. Maya's also very sensitive to this one too. Glad you mentioned it. Appreciate it. No worries. I hope it's okay. If you have astigmatism, I would be very concerned because my only guess as to why is because of my astigmatism. But at the same time, it doesn't affect me as badly as other people I know with astigmatism. It's just here where it's like awful. So I really don't know. I don't know what to make of it. How much time do you play with the mouse that you're testing? Usually a week or two. Sometimes more. Sometimes a lot more actually, like this one. Sometimes less when I feel like I'm very confident in my opinion on it quite early. I used the Ponage Trinity, for example, for I think a week and a half, which felt like forever because playing on that mouse was a chore. I did not enjoy it. I need their health. I want to get my finisher. Okay. But yeah, I like to do at least a week, if not two, of, you know, testing it in various games. And I think the variety of games I play is more important than like the amount of time I spend. You know, if I play COD for a week, I'm not going to gain as much info as I would have from playing, you know, a wider range of games. Because, you know, they each test different elements of my aim and I get a feel for how the mouse influences each a bit better. I hope that makes sense. I was sensitive to, and I have astigmatism as well, and it's been okay. That said, someone who doesn't play games, so I get 600 FPS, I'll pick the OLED 10 times out of 10. That's very fair. And it's why I'm so uncertain with my like issue diagnosis, because I don't think, I don't know what my astigmatism like number is, but at least in terms of how it interacts with monitors, I don't think it's as bad as yours. And yet I am ruined by the Zowie monitor, so. Oh shit. I didn't even see this guy. Do you use tension to stop your initial flick? No. I use tension to like start it. I will tense a bit here, a bit up on my arm. And then I will release that tension at the end. So instead of like tense, more tension, it's like tense, release, stop. There's also a video on the Voltaic YouTube channel, also co-written by me, where Pingu and I kind of explore different flicking techniques and how they work. Do you use another mouse, only OP1? I have used OP1 and an OP1 clone. Do you recommend always changing stock skates for GPX? Curious as not everyone talks about mouse skates and doing mousepad reviews. I always change my stock skates no matter what. I don't like stock at all. After trying good aftermarkets, like I can't go back. They just feel so bad. And I know they're not bad, but I cannot get used to it again, I guess. Like they're so slow. I need to use a new weapon. Oh, my shield got like stuck. Or was that the like spam protection? I'm not sure. Glass skates are bad like the Super Glide Avatar. Okay, good chance to answer you both. I think they have their moments, which is about a day after you buy them. And for that moment, they're really, really good. And then after that, they just wear like so quick and they wear out your mouse pad. It's just not a reliable, long-lasting experience, which is a shame because I think their initial friction is actually quite good, like how they are out of the box. But yeah, I just haven't found them consistent enough to really warrant going with them. And like I said, they wear down mouse pads really fast. If you like how they feel out of the box, I would recommend checking out the Artisan Dots. They are my current favorite mouse skate by far. They kind of blow everything else out of the water. And they offer pretty similar feeling glide to fresh glass skates. So I just drew my red next over glass skates. I did the same to my, fuck, what was it? Game Sense Radar. And I was so sad because I was really liking it and now it's just like mud. When I bought the Thai SV2s, first time, huge difference. It's actually crazy how impactful skates are, right? Because like people don't talk about it as like as important as mice, but it absolutely can be. And I really don't know why they're not given the same level of importance. Maybe because they're harder to analyze, you know? There are no objective specs to look at for the skate that mean anything to anyone. Like, the skate's 10 millimeters. What does that mean in terms of how it feels to use? I don't know. What do Artisan Dots feel like? They have very low initial friction, lower than usual dynamic friction, but starting movements feel so easy compared to, these are like endgame gear stock. These feel kind of muddy now and they're not that slow, but like there's so much more resistance to, you know, movements. If I were to do a test, I'll do it with a Ying actually. Not exactly fair because of the weight. But it's not even close. And when you think about it, it does make sense, right? Like those are the two things you're making contact with, right? Like you are making the skates make contact with the pad. But people don't talk about it as being particularly impactful. That was dumb. I feel like the media surrounding skates is pretty terrible too. That's true. There's been a no... I put them like this, by the way. There's been no like introductory video to the concept. I feel like you kind of have to hear by word of mouth that they're good. And then like from there, be like, okay, I want to try different skates. And then you'll realize. I need more shotty ammo. I'll do. That was pretty quick. Okay. Here you go. I got mouse skate advice from a Borderlands 2 speedrunner. That's really cool. Are they like in the aiming community at all, or did they just like know? I like that. I think that iframe just saved me. Rixie, thank you for the 15 months. It's actually crazy seeing people who have subbed for so long. Thank you. Artisan skates. Are they not widely available yet? They are. You can get them from basically any reseller that has like artisan pads as well as like artisan themselves on their website. I don't know how stock is though. Come on, here we go. I keep hitting V for my super shotty. This is my Doom Eternal bind. What do mouse kits even do? I'm using a super light with any modifications. I'm curious how adding 6 dots will make your aim better. I think they can be a big aiming difference. Especially if you're using like really slow skates and you want a faster experience. For me, artisan dots have absolutely done that. The main thing is that they change how the mouse and the pad interact. So these feel a lot quicker than stock skates, and they feel quicker in different ways too. It's not like using a faster pad. You get a different balance between starting movements and continuing movements by changing skates than you would if you just like, you know, got a different mouse pad or something. How's the reusability? I struggle to get them off, but I think it's a skill issue because Pingu can do it just fine. It's like tires for racing cars. Different softness or smoothness gives you more control of speed and can last longer. That's really good, actually. Really good analogy. Thank you. What's the mod you've done to your P1 cable? I have removed all of the everything but the wires, basically. So it is just the wires, and then I have braided them together and held them up with a zip tie. Here's a tutorial. I never truly understood the difference between skates and slip on my RB1 with artisan. It's so crazy, isn't it? Like getting to try them side by side, even when you swap between them, I think you don't really get... This is a hell room. What is this? I feel like you don't really get the full picture until you actually like go and look at them side by side and you realize like, okay, these things feel crazy different. And even it makes them feel like different pads almost. If a new Quake game comes out, would you be a dueler? I would probably be Clan Arena. Clan Arena and like team-based stuff. I probably would play duel. I don't hate it. But I definitely prefer team-based things. I saw a clip of you talking about the speed. It's alright. I don't hate it. I think if you're in a place where you can't buy other mouse pads, they're pretty good. But if you do have other options, I wouldn't really go for them. I don't think they're awful or anything. They're just not like stand out amazing. And they're also kind of expensive for what they are when you look at other options. I now fully understand. Yeah, it makes more sense once you've tried them. Okay. More puzzles. Awesome. What skates are you using? Artisan dot skates. I use them on everything. If you want to know what skates I'm using, if I'm not using the artisan dots, I will probably like specify. I should have hit that for longer, I think. It's fine. I think it does the smooth with the Raiden thing better than other pads. Try it. Yeah, I agree. It's not quite a Raiden clone to me. It definitely has its own feel, and I think that's good, honestly. I think it's good that pads aren't just like doing the same thing, but again, and not as good. Even if I do think they're doing something similar and not as good. Okay, so I do have to get back up there. How many dots? I have 5. And I'm using the Artisan Zero Soft. I almost slipped off again. Oh my god. Okay, now this one. How much would you say that mouse grip affects aim? I think it really depends. I think pushing into the extremes of either will actually pretty significantly affect it. You know, like gripping like this, you'll lose a lot of stability. Gripping like this, pretty neutral. Gripping like this, you'll lose a lot of mobility. I can't use my fingers at all now. I have to just do full, you know, palm movements. So what's going on here? Since you spoke about red lights on too smooth. Breeze 2, just I heard it was more smooth actually, which is interesting. Either way, I am not interested in trying that mouse pad. Sorry. I don't think it's very good. Or at least I was so unimpressed by the Breeze V1 that I'm not interested in the V2 at all. As someone who plays different games wants to use today, one sense, different sense. Different sense, I think, is like just kind of better. I don't really know, like from my perspective, I don't really know why I ever would not want to like be able to change my sense for different things. Like, and that goes for different games and different scenarios as well. Oh, I missed this. Okay. When are you gonna end stream? I have no idea. Okay. I have seen this weapon actually. I'm excited. Unbuttered Bagels, thank you for the prime sub. Welcome. Change your visor. Dense spherical core deals damage on contact. Hold to charge up the core. Significant damage to metal. Okay. And this is on 6, I think. 5? That's good. Very satisfying. I like that. Let's see you guys again. My Spyadara is probably better than the Distracted Breeze. I don't know why, and okay, I don't want to throw shade at anyone, but like why were there so many people talking about the Breeze? I don't get it. It was like most requested mousepad for me to try, and I have never, like, I know like one person who actually uses the pad as their main. Like what? Where is all the Breeze like fanfare coming from? I don't get it. Artisan skate really the best ability to use cloth pads? Absolutely. 100%. I think it's not that close either. At least for me. I was going to say that I think there are people who wouldn't like them. But I don't think Adora is still here. Adora plays Valorant at a very high level. And she didn't like the Jades because they were too quick. And she got the Artisan dots and actually really likes them because of how they interact with the pad. It doesn't feel that much faster. Well, it doesn't feel that much harder to control, more accurately, but it feels a lot more agile. I think that's the best way I can put it. No Breeze, only Rude. No, I'm not trying any of those either. I don't want to off of their name alone. I think because cheap and the ability to have custom armament is nice, so hypothetically, it sounds good in theory until you actually try it, and then like, No, I'm not gonna flame. I'm not gonna flame. I used to use X-ray Obsidian for airs, which I consider control. Now I fully main artisan dots. How was the transition period for you? Was it tricky to like adjust to, or very easy? I just got the PMM S2P. Are those the really like lightweight mice? I'm running the Zero Soft at the moment. Really want to try a Raiden. Does the color impact the feel on the Raiden? A little, but not much. With the Zero, I found that like the black version, you could convince me it was a different mouse pad. It kind of sits in between the Saturn Pro and the Zero Orange. With the Raiden, it's still obviously a Raiden. It's just like a little bit different of a Raiden. It was a bit faster, a bit more textured, but it was really subtle, and I had to try them side by side. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is a different mouse pad.
Taking heavy damage.
New mouse pad by PMM. I see, okay. Maybe I'll try it. I need to understand how the ability to make the most badass character in game. I've been enjoying the new look for the Doom guy actually. I think his cape looks pretty cool. I like the spiky kind of aesthetic. I think they've done a good job with the character design. I'm impressed. Oh wait, I gotta look at my screen. Can I parry these? Okay. I think the spikes are too much. I think they would be too much if they're in Doom Eternal. But I think for this game, it's kind of perfect. I should have been looking at my screen. Oh well. Turret sections? Yeah, I don't really get these. I don't know if, like, I'm missing something with them, but it feels like I'm just kind of, like, I'm reading chat right now. I'm not really looking at the guy. Make sure you aim train so you can target the attack angles. This is what the 4-digit playtime goes towards. How do I find a mouse of myself in Valorant? I'm using G Pro, Superlight, and Lens and Pro. My approach has always been to try to identify elements of my current setup that are and aren't like working for me, and figure out what I can get that will change only those elements, if that makes sense. Kind of like a minimalist approach to experimentation where I'm only changing what I need to so I can kind of isolate variables. And I don't know if that's the best way you can go about it or the most financially efficient. I know some people like to try something like polar opposite, you know, like going from control pad to glass pad. I've never really liked doing that. I've always liked it to be a bit more gradual because, like, I have a current mouse pad, I try glass pad, I don't like either. What do I do? You know? Whereas if you're slowly kind of going from what you have now, you can build a nice little mental picture of what you enjoy, what you don't.
Vera, they're coming for the heart. I'll draw them away from the lifeboats.
Father, don't go alone.
So, like, you could try
Commander,
the Infinity Mouse Speed V2. Try something a little quicker with a bit more texture and see if you prefer that. And then maybe go down to something a bit more neutral like a Zero. That broke my shield so quick. What did I see on my side? Have you heard about the brand VXC? Is this one of the, like, very cheap mouse companies? If so, I probably haven't. Oh, do they make the Dragonfly? I've tried it. It was like okay. But my thoughts on basically all of those companies is that their products don't really stand out to me. They're all kind of the same quality level and they don't really push any boundaries in any way that would catch my eye. And when I have mice that are more expensive and are higher quality, I don't really see the reason to go for them personally. And I think there are better budget options as well. So I haven't been that grabbed by any of them. Thoughts on the hand? I think it's really good, but too rough for me. Like the texture on my arm really bothers me actually. Oh, hello. Try the Pulsar 10 signature. People say it's revolutionary. I'm sure it's good. I am skeptical that it's revolutionary though. From what I've seen, it just looks kind of like an altered X2, which is fine. And I'm all for the X2 being altered in terms of shape, just quietly, but I definitely don't think it's gonna like, you know, blow my mind or anything. Maybe though. I know people want me to try it because it's the 10's mouse, but yeah. If you were to compare VXE's mouse, let's say Viper Mini, I think VXE's were better, but I also can't get them for the same price as a Viper Mini where I live. I actually end up paying like as much as an OP1 for them, and at that point, like, why would I do that? It's tough though, because I acknowledge their value. But yeah, they cost a lot more than they should for me when I looked into them. Do you like the OP1 W8K? Is okay, not worth it for me. I'm very mixed about it, honestly. I think it's fine. I just don't like, for me right now, it's like, do I get this or do I get this? I would choose this because when they're both on my desk, this is lighter, it's a similar shape, they're about the same build quality, and I don't really notice the difference in wireless tech. The Ying is quite good. If I was buying one, I would probably choose this if I had to choose between these two, but I think I'd still take the OP1 8K. The wire really isn't a bother for me, and that extra 10 grams, like, you do feel it. What mouse is the black mouse? WL mouse Ying. Peripheral talk is okay. It's not like, I don't know, I would much prefer discussing like, I don't know, aim mechanics or something, but I know people are interested in my thoughts on stuff, and I can't make videos about like all of the mice I try these days. So streaming like this is a good chance for me to just like go through and answer people's questions. I am maining the Ying actually. It's just flat right now. It's impressive how many people despise Wired with such a hatred. I get it when they've had bad experiences in the past. Like if they've only ever used like, I don't know, Logitech stock cable or something. I get how you could walk away from it thinking like, wow, this sucks. How do people use this? But I really don't feel like it's as bad as many people think. I really don't feel like it's bad at all. I don't notice the wire most of the time when I play. How different would your aim feel if you broke palm contact with your current grip? I definitely do lose a bit of like stability and support. Not that different though. And I don't know if I gain much mobility because I don't have the like control built with my fingertips to like take advantage of that mobility. The OP1AK cable's really well done. I agree. I still modded mine, but it's like, this is extra, you know, it's dumb. You don't have to do this. It's only if you really like the mouse and want it to be, you know, peak performance, I guess. Oh. I forgot that guys, like, die from me just, like, falling. Can you show your mouse grip? Here you go. It's because most mouse cables have bad ones. I agree, honestly. My first impression of a wired mouse was, barring the, like, really cheap, you know, office mice, the G502 cable, which was terrible. It was so heavy, so, like, thick for no reason. I just had all this added to it that just did nothing, and I have no idea why. And yeah, from there, when I heard about wired mice or wireless mice, I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. I don't want to use this stupid cable anymore. And yeah, it took a while for me to actually be like confident enough in the potential of wired mice to like go back to it, but I'm still mad about the M2K cable. I don't know why they did that. I think it's really dumb, honestly. Because like it's like a 20-gram super lightweight experience, and then they just put this inflexible garbage cable. I don't know. Wow, you can kill them quick. Okay, I know what I'm doing to deal with them from now on.
Structural damage detected.
And the M2K costs the same as a GPU, true. What rank you in Valorant? I only played, I think I have like 100, 150 hours. I got to Immortal 1, and then the people I played with kind of stopped playing, so I stopped as well. Favorite movement system? I think it might be Apex. It's the one I have the most time with, at the least. Like, most time I've put into learning. And there's so much depth there. It's really good. Really, really good. Where's the thing that I interact with? Have you ever really used an office mouse for genuinely gaming? I was so young that I don't think having a good mouse would have like done anything for me. I probably would have been like, I want to say like 10 when I got my G502. And anything before that was office mouse, but you know, I have no strong opinions from a product I used as a 9-year-old. May I ask a question about monitors? Yeah, go for it. I like how in this game the fodder demons actually feel like fodder, you know? They die so quick. Fuck. I kind of thought I was done with this fight after the last guy. This game does seem to make the Doomslayer lore in the album for the first game seem understated. I think I know what you're talking about, and I agree. Like, they've really gone above and beyond with the, like...
Leia, you have to help him.
Well, what's the phrase? The godliness of the Doomslayer? I don't know. Is a mid 240 Hz monitor better than 145 Hz one with faster response time, BFI, etc.? LG 240 costs less than some 144 Hz monitors. Submotion blur and lacks BFI mode. If you're on 60, you can't go wrong. And I also think it is rare to have a 240 Hz monitor as long as it's got a IPS or TN panel. It's rare to have a 240 Hz that is like actively terrible. Right? Most of them will be okay. If not good. And like I've used kind of average 240 Hz monitors. And they're all better than 144 for me. 144 to 240 is like a very significant upgrade. And then 60 to 240 is awesome. Nice. I hope you enjoy your new peripherals. I'm hard stuck around 145 on S5 bench, for example. I can do this from 30 to 85. This is static. I would play Pokeball. I think if you're getting the same on all sensitivities, you're probably like pace locked, right? You're probably not pushing yourself fast enough. And playing Pokeball will really help you like speed up your flicks, speed up your corrections after your flicks. I think that's kind of how I broke through like flick speed. It's not no light, it's an IPS. As long as it's not VA, you'll be all good. Are you doomslayering it? I guess so. I have a 240 Hz monitor, but I was thinking about getting a second monitor. Monitor Hz. No, I don't think so. I know it used to be. It used to actually be a big deal. But like my second monitor is 144, and I just leave it on when I'm playing. It really doesn't do anything. I had some issues with mismatched resolutions though. When I had a 1080p second monitor, I actually did have some issues, so that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I had some people saying like, no, it's still a big deal. You have to turn off your second monitor. And yeah, I don't know. I just haven't experienced that. 1440p is overrated. I disagree, honestly. I was not expecting it to be as good as it is. I'm on the zero soft, by the way. Oh yeah, I did speak. I didn't know he did that. 1080p does look kind of bad after trying 1440. especially as well when using DLSS upscaling. 1080p, it kind of looks awful always. On 1440, I actually think it looks pretty good. So, yeah. Advantage of 1440. I mean, I guess if your focus is like competitive, like experience, then maybe. I don't know. I still wouldn't want to go back though. 1080 isn't the worst if you just play like Valorant, but for stuff like this, I really want to be playing 1440. I think I might call it there, by the way. I am really enjoying the game so far. Really, really enjoying it. So, I did 2. Aren't there like 20 chapters? I'm in for a lot of streaming. Gonna raid anyone. Thank you for the reminder. I will check who's live. Lyrics live. Playing the finals. Hello. Thank you for watching, everyone. That was very fun. I'm going to try and be pretty consistent with these. I do really want to finish the game, obviously. And I'm going to do all of my first playthrough on stream. So, yeah, thank you. For anyone who wants to watch the start, VOD will be up on my second channel as soon as my internet can upload it. It is just lyric, right?
I think so, yeah.
Let me make sure. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
Oh, it takes some time to actually read.
Oh, hi again. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the subs.